It's 4:50 a.m. and the Mediterranean has one day left. So does everything that ever floated on it. You're 3 miles below sea level and there is no sea above you. The air is wrong. It's thick. There's 80% more of it pressing on you than there was at the old shoreline, and you can feel it in your ears. It's also 120 degrees at 5 in the morning in the dark. Air heats up when you squeeze it. This basin has been sinking into its own atmosphere for 1,000 years. You already know what's happening. Africa closed the door at Gibraltar, and a sea with no way in evaporates. What's left is a puddle in the deepest hole in the Mediterranean. By tonight, it won't be there. 7:15 a.m. The sun comes up late. You're so far down that the light has to come down a wall to reach you. The wall is striped, white and gray and pink, running flat for as far as you can see. Every band is a shoreline. The sea stopped there on its way down. The thick ones are centuries. The thin ones are single years. 3 miles above your head is the line where people used to swim. 9:40 a.m. You find the ships. Not one, hundreds, sitting upright on the salt in every direction. Roman grain freighters, clay wine jars still stacked the way they were loaded. A Phoenician hull that went down when the alphabet was new. Warships, fishing boats, a container ship on its side a mile off with the paint still readable. The oceans are older than this sea, but the oceans were never a road. Egypt, Carthage, Athens, Rome, Venice. Everything moved across this water, and everything that sank stayed where it sank. One of them went down off Greece around 60 BC with a bronze machine in the hold. About 30 gears, cut by hand. It tracked the sun and the moon. It predicted eclipses years ahead, and nobody built anything that complicated again for more than 1,000 years. It sat under 150 feet of water for 2,000 years. It's exposed now in the dark, drying. 4,000 years of traffic on a salt flat, with nobody left to dig any of it up. 11:30 a.m. There's something I should tell you. This has happened before, and we found out by accident. In 1970, a drilling ship took cores from the floor of the Mediterranean. They expected mud, they got salt, and the drill kept going, and in places that layer runs a mile deep. You only get salt like that one way. The sea has to leave. 5.5 million years ago, it did exactly this. Gibraltar closed, the water went, and this basin sat as a salt desert 2 miles below sea level for 600,000 years. Nobody knew until a drill bit came up full of it. 1:05 p.m. The rivers are in the wrong place. The Nile doesn't stop at the coast. When the sea drops, a river follows it down and cuts. There's a canyon under Cairo a mile deep, carved the last time this happened and buried since. The Rhone did it through France. The Po did it through Italy. They're all cutting again. Every river that used to meet this sea is racing down the slope toward the last water, and none of them will get there in time. 2:50 p.m. It's snowing. The air over the brine is loaded with salt. The wind moves, the salt falls, and it lands on your shoulders and on the ships and on the salt already down here. White on white. It's 130 degrees and snowing. 3:35 p.m. Nothing grows up there anymore. A sea this size isn't scenery. Water evaporates off it, blows inland, falls as rain. That rain is the only reason southern Europe and North Africa were ever farmable. Olives, grapes, citrus, wheat. All of it existed because of this water. The sea dropped and the rain went with it. Spain first, then Italy, then Greece, then Turkey. The groves are still up there on the old shoreline, dead, in rows, 3 miles above your head. Somebody planted those. 4:20 p.m. You can walk to Africa. Gibraltar is 9 miles across, and it was the only door this sea had. It's welded shut now, rock and salt, and Europe and Africa are one piece of ground. 2 continents that spent all of human history looking at each other across water. You could now cross in an afternoon and never get your feet wet. 4:55 p.m. Here's what nobody would guess about draining a sea. The ground comes up. There were 900,000 cubic miles of water in this basin, all of it pressing down like a hand in a mattress. Take the hand away, and the floor rises. That isn't quiet. Drop the pressure on rock, and the rock melts more easily. The same thing that happens under a continent when an ice sheet melts off it. Modeling of the last drying puts the increase in melt underneath here at 17%. The record agrees. Count the eruptions around the Mediterranean in that window, and you get about double the normal rate. And the only event big enough to explain it is the sea going away. So it doesn't end with a still dry basin. It ends with a dry basin that shakes and cracks and erupts because you took the lid off. 5:35 p.m. The water is pink. A few hundred yards across now in the lowest part of the basin, and it isn't blue. It's the color of a wound. That color is alive. Salt-loving microbes, The only things that still work in brine this strong bloomed into the last of the water in numbers you can see from a distance. The tuna are gone, the whales, the seagrass, the octopus, the coral, 4,000 species that lived in this sea and nowhere else. This is what's left of them, a stain. 6:50 p.m. I want you to know something. This was the middle of the world, not a sea people crossed. The sea they built everything around. Every empire that shaped the West sat on this shoreline. Alphabets, law, philosophy, most of the religions half the planet still practices. All of it moved along this water because water was the only fast way to move anything. Take it out and none of it connects. Egypt and Greece and Italy and Spain and Turkey become inland countries with a desert between them. You're standing in the middle of the thing that made all of it possible. It's 4 inches deep. 8:15 p.m. You put your hand flat in the last free water in the Mediterranean. It's hot enough that you pull back before you put it in properly. It's thick, closer to syrup, and it holds the shape your fingers push into it. It stings everywhere your skin is broken. After 1,000 years of climbing in salt, your skin is broken everywhere. 8:31 p.m. It goes while your hand is still in it. The level drops past your knuckles, past your palm, and then there's no water. Only wet salt. Then the salt dries around your fingers and sets. You lift your hand and there's a print in it. Every line. Nothing is going to come along and wash that out. 9 p.m. 1,000,000 square miles of sea, 5,000 years of shipping, every port and empire and fishing village that ever needed it. It ends as a damp patch 3 miles underground with one handprint beside it. 10:20 p.m. You start climbing. It's 3 miles up to anything survivable, and the air is trying to kill you in a way air normally can't. Thick air carries heat into a body far better than thin air does. It's the difference between a hot room and a hot bath. And sweat only cools you if it evaporates, and it will not evaporate into air that's hotter than you are. So your core temperature climbs. 11:40 p.m., you've stopped sweating. That isn't relief. It's the last thing your body could do, and it has quit doing it. Your skin is dry and hot to the touch, hotter than skin gets, and you notice it the way you'd notice it on somebody else. You've lost count of the ledges twice. 1:15 a.m., you sit down, not by choice. Your legs go, and you end up on a shelf that spent 2 million years under half a mile of water, and getting up is a thing you consider and then don't do. Below you, the salt runs out to the horizon in the dark, with the ships on it. 4:50 a.m. The sun comes up over a desert, first sunrise in 5 million years on a dry Mediterranean, and it looks like every other one, because the sun doesn't know. Last time, the sea came back. The Atlantic broke through at Gibraltar and refilled the whole basin. A waterfall 1,000 times the Amazon, the water rising 30 feet a day. Everything you can see underwater by the following spring. That isn't coming this time. Gibraltar didn't sink. It rose. Africa pushed it shut, and Africa is still pushing. So the salt keeps building. The wind keeps dropping dust. The rivers keep cutting toward a sea that isn't there. In 20 million years, there's a plain where the Mediterranean was, with a mile of salt under it, and Roman anchors in the middle, and mountains growing along the seam where 2 continents finally finished closing. Somebody drilling into that plain pulls up a core. Near the top of the salt is a thin white band a few inches thick. That's today. That's the last of it. And a few feet away, in rock nobody will ever core, there's a handprint. Maybe it was yours.